Welcome to Fantasy Sports Live, brought to you by DraftDay.com. I'm Crazy Gaby. How are you doing? I'm going to talk to you about a little bit of a touchy issue because I believe I have a take on this whole narrative that's maybe a little different than what's being talked about, and frankly, I haven't heard it anywhere else. I'm talking, of course, about Michael Sam being drafted in round 7 by the Rams, the first openly gay player in NFL history. Now, let me get two things out of the way before I give you this perspective. Number one, I am very, very excited and happy for Michael Sam. I'm glad we live in a day and age where you can be who you are, yourself, and that people are by and large accepting of that fact. And number two, everything I'm about to say has to do with the media narrative on this story, not Michael Sam himself. I believe he is an exemplary young man. He did everything he needed to do on the field when he played collegiate football, and I think he's going to be an excellent teammate and an excellent piece for a team in the NFL. So here's my main issue. Obviously, this situation is getting compared by the major media outlets, by and large, to the Jackie Robinson story, breaking the racial barrier in Major League Baseball and professional sports in general. Now, I said earlier that we live in a day and age where by and large people are accepting of other people's lifestyles, and that's exactly what irritates me a bit about this story. You see, I understand it takes courage to come out, so to speak, to be openly gay in a major professional sport. And there are still pockets in this country and certain people who are going to have some feelings that need to be worked out. There's going to be sticky situations that arise. And I hope that the NFL and every other professional sports league deals with it swiftly and quickly to set an example for how future behavior should be. But you can't get away from the fact that we do live in a day and age where by and large it is acceptable and it is okay to be yourself. Jackie Robinson didn't have that luxury. He was black. He couldn't choose to come out as black. He simply had to be who he was. And he received death threats every single night when he took the field. He was in constant fear for his life. In my opinion, comparing these two situations, while there are small comparisons to draw, the overarching, hugeness of the theme, it diminishes Jackie Robinson's legacy a little bit, in my opinion. So, my final thoughts on the matter are, congratulations to Michael Sam. I couldn't be happier for you, but I think it's important to take into context that we do live in a world where those who are against these types of behaviors are actually more the minority than the majority. Back in the day, it was socially acceptable to be racist. It was okay to treat Jackie Robinson that way. Nowadays, you've got multiple major media outlets, and for the most part, most reasonable human beings that will come out strongly against anybody who perpetuates such action. Now, on to something a little bit lighter. I've got a league going on that I want you to join. I'm talking, of course, about the Fantasy Sports Live League at DraftDay.com. It's powered by Draft Day Leagues. Got 5 double-ups Monday through Friday. You join, you get the normal double-up payout, and if you get in the top 5, you're going to be entered into a special free roll on Saturday. You can also start your own league if you got some friends, some family, some colleagues that you want to start battling against in daily fantasy sports. Click right above you for my little tutorial about how you can start your own Draft Day League. It couldn't be easier, just a few simple steps. Now, as for today's top MLB plays, I got my 5 guys article coming right at you, and Dan Haren is the guy you got to have on your roster today. Now, it's not a great starting pitcher day. We run into these from time to time, a couple of times each week. He's only 15,150. He's got solid strikeout upside, and he's playing against the Marlins, who have been exceptionally poor on the road. The only thing you may need to check out for is, keep an eye out for, is he's had some back tightness recently that he's complained about that could hold him out of today's start. No word yet on anything, but just make sure you keep your ear to the ground and you're listening before lineups lock. You can click below to read about my other 4 players I think you gotta have in your lineups tonight. Make sure you like and subscribe so you get all the daily fantasy news, updates, opinion, all that jazz delivered to you as soon as it's available. I'm Crazy Gaby reminding you to be a man and grow yourself a beard.